Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Reddit Cheating Stories. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started with the first story. I didn't know I was the other woman. I just got back from a date where the guy broke down after we made out and I made him, you know, what? He had a panic attack and told me to leave because he was cheating on his girlfriend. So now I want to try and warn her. I don't know his name because I think what he gave me was fake, but he claimed his name was Liam. However, I know he lives in Racine, Wisconsin. He is Puerto Rican, and his parents also live in Racine with a German Shepherd. For work, he checks buildings to ensure they are up to code and writes citations when they're not. He's a super big nerd and into God and a lot of other fantasy stories. He also has a bookshelf overflowing with books. Right now, his hair is short, and he has both a beard and mustache, but neither is super long. He also mentioned that his grandfather had a ranch, and he grew up riding horses. I'm so sorry to his girlfriend. I didn't know he was taken, or I sure as hell would have gotten more details and not gone on a date with him. Story 2. Is it okay to ghost a cheater? I have been with my boyfriend for almost 2 years now. He is a very loving and caring man with a good heart, but it seems he also has a secret life. Last year, I caught him cheating when I had a gut feeling and decided to look through his phone. Although he gave me free reign over his phone and claimed to have nothing to hide, he had been acting strangely all week, and I had to know. I found intimate texts between him and his ex, and from that conversation, I discovered that they had met up once for coffee during our relationship, and he had been bugging her to hang out when we first started dating. I was devastated. We were only about 6 months into our relationship. It took me 2 weeks to confront him, but we ended up talking it out. He blocked her, and things were good again. About 11 months later, I caught him sexting the same girl, but this time it looked like she was reaching out to let him know she wanted to stop all communications with him. The way the conversation went was bizarre, but I confronted him straight away this time, and he said he was trying to get rid of her and that she was the one who reached out. However, it looked like they were just reminiscing about their sexual experiences with each other, and he was still pining for her. He assured me he had never had any feelings for her and that it was just sex he wanted, but his actions and texts said otherwise. So I broke up with him, but I still wanted him in my life because of love and attachment. We had limited contact for about a month, but we had planned a trip to Vegas a month before we broke up and decided to go anyway. We talked it out again, I set boundaries, and it seemed like things could work out. It seems like I never learned my lesson. It's been about 2 months since Vegas, and here I am in the same scenario. I found him chatting with someone on Instagram and, out of frustration, deleted and blocked the person, deciding not to even confront him about it. He ended up coming to me about it, beating around the bush on what I did, and I played dumb. I eventually asked where he met her, and he premised with, "You'll be upset if I told you," and I told him I doubted he could hurt me more than he had. He told me about MetLife, and I asked to see his profile and conversations. I found exchanges of nudes and flirting and discovered he had joined hookup forums. I also found that he had multiple Instagram accounts, despite telling me he wasn't on there anymore, as well as multiple Snapchat accounts. He's been on MetLife for the entirety of our relationship. I feel like an absolute dumbass. Every time I tried to break up with him before, it's like he always said the right things to get me to stay. I try to block him on all platforms, yet he converses with me on Venmo for Christ's sake. I've since blocked him on everything, but I ended up communicating with him yesterday because he owes me money. He won't give me the full amount, even though I know he has the money. And again, on the phone, he made me feel guilty for blocking him and wanting to talk things out. He didn't even apologize for what he did. At this point, the $300 is not worth my peace. I don't like the idea of ghosting, but is it acceptable here? Sorry for the long post. I'm just sad and broken right now and don't know what to do with myself. Correct the text but do not delete the words in French, please. Ghost his ******. He doesn't deserve the opportunity to talk to you. If you can survive without the $300, then just disappear. He's a piece of *****. Yes, ghost. Cheese. He's no good. Ghost, block, delete, and move on. Stop talking to him. I like to reserve common courtesy and decency for commonly courteous and decent people. He doesn't seem to fit that mold. Please, chalk that $300 off to an expensive lesson of, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And kindly ghost his *****. Yeah, I feel like he was using the money just to get me to talk to him and wouldn't give me the full amount, but in increments, to stay in contact. Like dangling a carrot in front of a horse. He's banking on the pattern you two have established where he manipulates you into thinking he'll change, you forgive, and he does it all again. You can break that pattern once and for all. I would communicate once more to tell him he either pays the money owed or you take him to small claims court. He's a very loving and caring man, with a good heart. No, he's not, or else he wouldn't have done what he did. His actions throw any of his fake niceness out the window. Do what you have to do to get away from this traitor, even if it means ghosting. *** him. Yeah, it's hard to get out of my head the man he used to be when we were happy and I felt secure. I kept thinking he would come back, but unfortunately, he never did. There were always glimmers of false hope that I kept hanging on to. It's just so frustrating. You have to realize that man never existed, he's completely made up. It's still fresh, so I still truly believe that he did, or else this would be a bit easier. It's just nice to see other people saying out loud how horrible he is. It puts my mind at ease knowing that I'm not that much of a dumb ***. He did what? And this is absolutely horrible behavior. People like this shouldn't be allowed to interact with the rest of society. This was another lesson you were supposed to learn. Actions speak louder than words. He kept giving you empty words, but with actions, he kept showing you who he really was. Also, I saw this on an abusive TikTok. When someone is one way when you meet them and turns into something else in the course of the relationship, the problem isn't you. The problem is that he lied and pretended to be someone he wasn't. Because that person isn't who he really is, it's hard for him to keep pretending, especially when he feels he has locked you down. Who you thought he was and who you fell in love with is not a real person. It's a personality he pretends to be to catch people and make them think he's a good person. His actions show you who he is. Stop being in denial. Story 2. Cheating on a cruise. About 30 minutes ago, I cheated on my girlfriend of over a year. I don't really know what to do. The main reason I did it, though, was because she was hanging out with these guys who she'd been friends with and it kind of pissed me off. I've been on a cruise for 3 days and I met a girl who is super sweet and is everything I could ask for in a woman. I decided to hook up with her, mainly out of spite and to get revenge on my girlfriend. But now I feel terrible about myself because she didn't deserve that. At least, I don't think she did. She doesn't know yet, and I'm wondering if I should keep it that way or just tell her and suffer the consequences. If anyone has any insight into these types of situations, please let me know how to handle it. Okay, so I just wanted to give some people a little more information from my side. I know I'm a terrible person for doing this. And I plan to tell her once I get back. I just felt terrible about it after, so that's why I came here to seek some insight into how to handle it and what to do. I understand that I'm very much in the wrong and my girlfriend won't forgive me, but I just want to know what to do now and the best way to move forward. I looked at the comments and I realized that even if she is hanging out with other guys, I should have just talked to her about it instead. And I regret not doing that very much. All I'm asking for is some advice on how to move forward and what the best course of action is. 30 minutes ago? What happened? Did you just finish, wipe yourself on the curtains, and then run to your room to post this? Never mind the fact that it would mean you just left your drunk wife with a group of guys. I hope the girlfriend lets those guys run a train on her and gets all the pleasure she deserves. Or I hope she has self-respect and leaves him. Well, I think she can still have self-respect, have fun, and leave him all in one. Not if she gets a train run on her just for revenge. You should never do something to spite someone, especially if it puts you at risk. She deserves better. I hope she finds a loving and faithful man. I guess you're right. Well, then I hope she finds out and dumps him. Tell her you need to break up because you're a coward and a cheater who would rather have revenge sex with another woman than actually talk to your partner about issues in the relationship. At least that way, she can spend the rest of the trip having fun without you holding her back. I don't think you're emotionally mature enough for a relationship. Just stay single and have fun. With protection. I get the feeling the original poster isn't the brightest. And it needs to be said. So she hung out with guys who are her friends and instead of being a decent person and talking to her about your insecurities, you chose to be a spiteful jerk and cheat on her. Yeah, you're a real piece of work. Tell her so she can decide which guy she can sleep with once she breaks up with you. End things with her. You don't love her, so why stay in a relationship without love? Tell her it's not her, it's you. So, a woman you met 3 days ago is everything you could have asked for in a woman. You don't even know her, sir. Tell your girlfriend as soon as possible. Wow, you're a piece of work for doing that out of spite. You just showed everyone your true colors. Tell your girlfriend, and you won't have to worry about her and these guy friends again. Your relationship is officially over, deal with it. Tell her. The end. She should know. Don't know the nature of why her hanging out with those guys is a reason to cheat. It could have been nothing, and you needed to discuss that with her. Or if there was a reason for you to believe something was up, you still needed to discuss that with her. And if there was no resolution in either scenario, you break up and move on. You don't cheat like there's a scorecard. See, my issue is, why don't you know what to do? You either don't trust her because she's shady, or you're insecure, in which case you both should be single, or you just don't respect her and shouldn't be with her. Why aren't your first thoughts that you don't love her because you were able to cheat? Don't you think if you actually loved someone, you wouldn't be able to even think about being with someone else? You need to be single for a while and reflect on what you think love is. Also, reflect on whether you're insecure or just falling for the wrong people. If you don't want your partner to have opposite-sex friends, that's okay. That's called setting a boundary. Thank you for watching the guys. If you liked it, please a like and make sure to comment to tell us what you would have done in this situation. Also make sure to check the description box if you want to have better relationships or lose that extra weight you can't get rid of. And if you want some videos like this, make sure to check one of these. See you soon.